In order to properly understand American culture, you must understand baseball. I'm going to inform you why baseball is the most important sport to know and learn. Baseball is America's pastime. It has been such a large part of entertainment since its inception. The study of baseball has many historical implications over the 100 years that it's been professional. After the speech, you will know where baseball came from, how it's played, and why it's important to the American people. The traditional story of how baseball started is completely false. Everybody thinks that it was invented by a man named Abner Doubleday in Cooperstown, New York. The Baseball Hall of Fame actually is in Cooperstown, New York, but the Hall of Fame just put it there to hold on to this story for its popularity and its influence. Baseball's roots are actually traced back to England because the English brought over cricket to America when they came to colonize it. The first known baseball league, was founded in New York City, and it was called the New York Knickerbocker Baseball Club. The first official game of baseball in America took place in 1846, coinciding with the Civil War. Major League Baseball, as we know it today, is split into two leagues. The first league is the National League, and it was founded in 1876. The second league came in 1901, and that's the American League. In 1903, they would take the best teams from both leagues and they created the first World Series. And that's how it is all the way up until today. The National League plays the American League in the World Series. Baseball is played with 9 players on each team in a 9 inning game. An inning consists of one alternation between each team playing defense and batting once. So the first team will bat, and the other team will play defense, and then they'll switch, and the second team will bat, and the other team will play defense, and that's the end of an inning. An inning is 3 outs. An out can be achieved in many different ways, but a batter must hit the ball in play, and you can get him out by either throwing him out at a base or tagging him out. Another way to get a batter out is to strike him out. A strikeout has 3 strikes in it. A strike is determined by an umpire. There's normally anywhere from 2 to 6 umpires in a game. The strike zone is determined by the width of home plate versus the height of the batter that is in the batter's box. The goal of the game, like any other game, is to score more runs than the other team. The way to score a run in baseball is the team that's hitting has to hit it into play, and they have to go around and touch all 4 bases before they are tagged out or thrown out in any way. If a game is tied after 9 innings, an additional inning is added until there's a difference between scoring. And if there's no difference in scoring, another inning and another inning and another inning. And this is one of the great things about baseball is each team has their opportunity to score. In football or in some other like basketball, you can hold on to the ball or you can milk the clock in any way, shape, or form. Baseball doesn't have a clock. You have to pitch to the other team, and the other team has to have an opportunity to score. And what I mean by a difference in score is one team has to score more than another team in an inning. So say a game is tied 3-3 at the end of regulation, which is 9 innings. There'll be a 10th inning. If the first team scores one run and the second team doesn't score any runs, the game is over. And the first team wins. Another way to get on base is from a walk. Now, I talked about the strike zone earlier. A walk is when 4 consecutive pitches are thrown not in the strike zone. So an at-bat can end in any way, in multiple different ways. But normally it ends in either the ball being put in play, 3 strikes, or 4 balls. After 4 balls, the batter is awarded first base. Strikes can also come from a batter swinging through and missing a ball, or if a batter hits a ball out of play, out of the designated region of play, which is determined by 2 foul lines that extend from home plate all the way to the edge of the fence. Now that we know where baseball came from and how it's played, let's talk about why it's important. Baseball is important for many different reasons, but one of the main reasons is that it has historical implications. Baseball is one of the longest tenured major professional sports in America, and for that reason, it has some of the most historical implications. Baseball's had an impact on many of America's major wars, most notably World War II, where players that were in the majors enlisted in the military, that so many enlisted in the military that they created a women's league. Baseball has also a lot of implications internationally. Baseball is one of the most popular sports throughout the world, specifically in Canada, Mexico, Japan, and Latin America. Baseball has been represented in the Olympics, the World Baseball Classic, and the Pan American Games, which are all games where different countries come together to play each other. Baseball also has a lot of cultural implications because baseball's large following in America. A lot of people watch it on a regular basis. One of the best examples of baseball's cultural impact was after the terrorist attacks of 9/11. Major League Baseball was temporarily stopped, like a lot of activities were in America, but some of the most notable returns to baseball, or to normalcy, was in baseball, especially in New York. There are two teams in New York, the Yankees and the Mets. President George W. Bush threw out the first pitch at the next Yankees game that was played after 9/11, and Mike Piazza had a walk-off home run for the Mets that he ended the game by hitting a home run. Overall, baseball is one of the most important sports to the American people, and everyone should have a basic knowledge of its history, rules, and its impact.